So let's bring in Erin Perrine. She is the Director of Press Communications for the Trump campaign. Erin, I know this event at Mount Rushmore was not put on by the campaign, but is this perhaps a taste of what future rallies might look like, minus the fireworks, of course?
Well, President Trump is excited to be able to go out and give what will be an iconic address in front of Mount Rushmore. He's going to be able to celebrate America's history, her founding and her founders in front of Mount Rushmore, those who stood up in the face of tyranny to establish the greatest nation the world has ever known. Honor the men and women of the United States military who serve day in and day out to protect and bring freedom across the world and protect it here at home. And he'll talk about the high honor and distinction we all have as Americans, as citizens of the United States. It's going to be a beautiful speech at one of America's most iconic locations.
Erin, as you know, and we just heard our Jonathan Hunt report, this event comes with its fair share of criticism. Social distancing is not going to be enforced. You have all of these environmental concerns, the threat of wildfires, and you have these Native American groups who are planning to protest because they're saying that this is essentially a photo op at one of their most sacred sites. How do you respond to that criticism?
Well, the governor has clearly been working to establish protocols for safety, and we encourage those who may be in a higher risk group to be able to enjoy the festivities safely at home as well. There are opportunities to be a part of this, both there and away. When it comes to the fireworks specifically, the National Wildlife Service, National Park Service have been working to make sure that that can happen safely, that these fireworks can happen safely. And listen, President Trump is going to stand in front of a national monument and give a speech to our nation. It will be beautiful, it will be patriotic, and it will honor the greatness of this nation, all of it.
Let's talk about the big jobs report yesterday. President Trump clearly very pleased with it, but his opponent, Joe Biden, is essentially accusing him of spiking the football at the 50-yard line. He said on Twitter, "Let me be clear, there's no victory to be celebrated when we're still down nearly 15 million jobs and the pandemic is getting worse, not better." Does he have a point? I mean, 11.1% unemployment is still very high.
Despite Democrats and Joe Biden's best effort to root against America, to root against her comeback, the work President Trump did to protect American workers and jobs is clearly paying off. We've had almost 7.5 million jobs created in 2 months, 4.8 million jobs in the month of June alone. And when you look at those numbers, 2.8 million of those jobs went to women in this country. Over 350,000 went to manufacturing. There's plenty to celebrate. And if Joe Biden and the liberal elite, the media, the talking heads who want to root against this country because they think American failure is their success, has seen anything about what this president has done, they know they're on the wrong path. President Trump has delivered American greatness, and he's doing it again. He's shown that his leadership will bring this country back. Joe Biden should actually see what's happening because there's plenty to celebrate in the recent jobs numbers.
Well, I hope the next jobs report is just as good as the last one because, you know, that survey was taken in the middle of the previous month before a lot of these states had to pause their reopening plans. So definitely some concerning trends. But, hey, this jobs report was pretty good, so we'll take it. And you can understand why President Trump is so pleased about it. Erin Perrine, thank you so much for coming on the show, and happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.